My feeling on the Miami Dolphins is that I love them with all my heart, but something needs to change because you can't go 25 years without a playoff win.
Back, and I think it's taken too long. And I think everybody loves the Dolphins, but we want to see them get back to playing the way that we know we're capable of playing, and we need to fix it.
We want you where you deserve to be in Canton. Let's go. Let's get Richmond in the Hall of Fame. Let's do this. One team, one fight.
This young lady here needs no introduction. We've known each other, probably met in the last 3 or 4 years, and I log in and she's already on the she's already logged in, and so it's my little sister Lisa, great young lady from South Florida, and huge impact she makes year in year out with the DCC challenge with cancer. You see her on all social media platforms riding a bike and raising money for such a great cause. And then so I found out she is the special guest of today. So I'm elated, and she has been a tremendous help to me as well. You see her, she got the t-shirt on, promote me for the Hall of Fame. She's got the sleeve on for DCC Challenge. So just a selfless individual that's always putting others before her for a great cause, this and that. And so, Lisa, how are you doing today?
Well, today, after last night, I'm a little sad. I mean, I'm sad, but overall doing good. Just wish the outcome of last night would have been different.
Yeah, and you know what, Lisa, I agree with you. I think we're all sad. I think we all knew that in order for the Dolphins to have an opportunity to make it to the playoffs, we basically had to win out. And so our playoffs started 5 weeks ago, and we
Right.
went on a really good run. The defense really has came together. Even the offense, the running game, we almost turned into. I tell people it was almost like the '70s with the way we've been so
Yeah.
physical running the football, and then you get Waller back, you get Austin Jackson back, and so you study getting hyped, and you start believing. But at the end of the day, we knew even if we went out, we are going to need quite a bit of help to actually make it into the playoffs. But I think the thing that I was looking at is like we always say, finish strong. You know what I'm saying? One team, one fight. I think, you use that for the Dolphin Cancer bit. It's a great slogan for the team this year. It's just one team, one fight, finish strong. And, like you said, we went to Pittsburgh, knew it was going to be cold. The way the game started out, I felt good because the running game was going early. And then first half defense was playing excellent football. I mean,
Yeah.
shut the
Lights
Steelers
out.
down, and we were 7-3 at half, so I felt good. But second half, I think we kind of talked about it before, but I think the defense, as we couldn't put together consistent drives to sustain our offense going down the field, I think eventually our defense just got tired, and they made some big plays. And then you're going against Aaron Rodgers, which even though he's like 40 years old, he still is a gunslinger, and he's got one of the best arms to ever play in this football game. There was a couple of throws that he made last night that I was like, that's typical Aaron Rodgers. So very tough. It's a loss, but and I know you're with me, but I'm still rooting. I want to finish strong, even if we can win the rest of them. But I'll just let you chime in now. I think I've been talking long enough.
I I just want to know from a player's perspective, what is going on at halftime? Not just last night, but it seems like it's been happening throughout the season. What is going on at halftime where we are getting dominated in the third quarter?
Yeah,
Because in most of the games, the first half we're doing pretty good. So
yeah.
what's going on there?
I'll tell
And
you from my player perspective, from what what I remember is a few years back. But typically, you start the game, you go through the week preparation. You prepare your short yardage, your first down plays, second and long, second and short. You go through all the different scenarios. You even practice 2 minute drill in the event that you need it. So you're exposed to every possible situation most of the time that you're gonna get. You already know if you're say they kick the ball off and you're inside the 10-yard line. The goal back then for our offense was to at least get 2 first downs. That gives you enough room to where the kicker's not backed up to where you can punt the ball, and now you're playing field position, but you go through the first half, and then at halftime, we hurry in, we break down with our position coaches, this and that, and the coaches from the press box come down because they have an aerial view of it versus the guys on the sideline. They get together, and then they'll decide, okay, these plays are working. This is how they're playing us, and we make adjustments at halftime. So when we come back out, if we see a certain, say, a 4-man front or whatever, and they've been playing a 3-man front, so they play in the same front, we know, okay, rather than run these plays, we're going to make an adjustment because the safety has been coming down every time we block it right. It's an extra man in the box, and that's why we hadn't been successful. So typically at halftime, that's when you make your adjustments, and that's when you typically see. But I think we've had that issue for a while. Like you said, the third quarter is almost nullified. We don't get much going. And so by the time you figure it out, sometimes you've been put in a position where, a game you possibly could have won or really been right there in the heat of the battle. A lot of times, like you say, if your defense is staying out there and they sustain a couple long drives, they get tired, this and that, and then that's when the big plays start. So I would say it's probably just adjustments. We just got to do a better job of making adjustments at halftime of what we see the team doing to us, and then how to overcompensate that or make adjustments to where we can get back being successful for how they're trying to play us.
Yeah, I mean, we have to be able to adjust to whatever our opposition is doing. Because if we don't, then we're going to be going around the wheel.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that I think has a lot of people frustrated. You see it every now and then. You might try to make adjustments, and the team you either get outcoached or outplayed, but you don't want to consistently see it week in and week out, and you're like, wait a minute, this is a pattern here. How do we fix this? And I think that's the thing. And a lot of times it's not just, I'll put it like this, it's not always just coaching. It could be sometimes a coach is limited based on what players he has available playing, or how that player is, if he's not playing up to his level or whatever. A lot of times you got to try to make adjustments because you still want him to be successful, but at the same time, it could limit what you really want to do to really attack it. But you can't attack it that way because, it could be some deficiencies. So it's all the time. It's not just a one answer, one solution problem. It's other factors of variables that go into it. So it's easier when you're in the locker room and you kind of know what's going on, but you just kind of look from the outside in and say, okay, yeah, it's some issues, but why is it so hard to get these fixed?
Yeah. I'm really proud of the defense because the defense has really come together. They've been balling out lately. But last night, they were on the field too much, and the offense couldn't sustain any drive. So that put us behind the 8 ball. And the way the team is built now to run the ball, we need to play from where we're ahead in the game, not behind. And as long as we could do that, then we're good. But yesterday, I mean, it was 7-3 at halftime. And then the way they ended the first half, it just snowballed.
And you bring up a great point. The thing is, it's a mental thing too. And like you said, it was 7-3, but it was basically almost 21 unanswered points before we got the last 2 touchdowns. And sometimes, even though you drive and you give up a touchdown, it helps mentally when you can go and answer what the team just did. You don't take the lead, but he's like, okay, let's go back out there because the offense just got us back in the game, or let's go back out there. The defense is keeping us in the game. We just got to make a couple more plays. But when you keep going 3 and out, and they have, and it wasn't quick drives, it was long sustained drives by the Steelers. They get another 7, and then play, miss a tackle here, the big run, then get down there another 7, and then now you're down. And then we started to make a run late, but I think Pittsburgh was basically just trying to keep everything in front of them. They kind of
Oh
relaxed on
yeah.
it. They
That's
wasn't blitzing. They just said, let them eat the clock
yeah.
up. We're in a good
Yeah.
position.
And then that was crazy too because we were just like, I don't even, the game was over when we
Yeah,
were, I think there was like 8 minutes left. I mean, the game was over, but still, like, I want to see my team show a sense of urgency.
yeah.
You know, even if it's for the future, getting plays in. Not, it just was, I don't know. I don't know what was going on.
It's different, and it's and I understand that at the end of the game you go shake hands because you're competitive, but when you win, you gotta win with dignity. But also, if you lose, you gotta go. Congrats, they had a better day than you, but rarely do I ever see anybody like just pissed off. And I mean by that, I played with Marino, I played with Clayton. Duke. If
Yeah.
things are not going right, it's not going to just be. You can see Dan a lot of times, even if just say he had a bad game, which wasn't often because everybody has a bad game. But a lot of times it might be a first half or a quarter, and then he get pissed off and he figures out what they're doing to him, and he goes out there and he want to just shred a defense. But you see that fire in his eyes. He wake up and you be like, man, it's just no, this is not this. We're gonna go out here and just give me time. And he would tell us, hey, just give me a little bit more time and I could shred these guys. And that's all he would have to say. And it's not easy to block those guys all the time, but we would give the best effort we possibly could. And he'd make a play here or there, and he hit one of those guys, and then next thing you know, we get a touchdown. It like revitalizes you or something like that. But it's just
I remember Marino in his press conferences.
yeah,
If we lost, his
yeah,
face would be like pitch red. He was
yeah,
so
yeah.
mad, like like on fire. I'm very I had tears. Like I was after the game last night, like just dripping down my cheeks
Yeah.
because it's like we love this team so much. I know I'm not alone. I mean,
No, you.
we're all in the same boat. We invest so much. We love them so much, and we just want them to do good. We don't want we want to win it. We want to win a Super Bowl. We want to bring it back home. We want we remember the Marino days. We want
Yeah.
that back. So,
Well, you look at it, and one thing I've always given the Dolphin fans, we always have tremendous support, even when we go on the road, and for people
yeah,
to travel to Pittsburgh
yeah,
in in that kind of weather, and knowing it's going to be cold. I saw Lou and Ashley, they were there. They were out promoting. Lawanda, I saw her on Facebook. She was there. It's just so many people
yeah,
travel to a game like that. It's easy to say, well, I'm gonna go to Buffalo in September or Pittsburgh, but October, December, when it starts getting really, really cold and it was snow on the ground and it's not getting above 20 degrees, you really
yeah,
risk your health as
yeah,
far as at least the players. You walk around this and that. You sit on the heated bench. You wrapped up, but just sitting in one spot in the cold.
yeah.
That's the dedication that I always appreciate. Anytime I can express that um, to the fans because you're spending your money. You got to fly there, hotel. It's not cheap,
Yeah.
and some people go from one one away game to the next, to the next, to the next.
Yeah.
So um, when
I
you got
think we have I think we have one of the most passionate and best fan bases in the league.
we do,
And the yes, we're a lot of people are mad, they're disgusted, and everyone's entitled to have all their feelings. But we still show up, and that emotion is just because we want the team to do good. We love them so much. So however someone fans, that's them. But I think we have one of the best fan bases. And I saw a couple videos from from Lou and Ashley, and I just said that thank you so much for everything you do for our fan base, because people like that, we have a great group of fans,
Yeah.
and when we're not winning, it's harder for them to do what they want to do, but we still, you know, we're together no matter what.
Yeah.
We're
I think that's what I like about this fan base. And like you said, as a fan, you love your team, but when they're not doing or they're not playing up capable, I understand people get frustrated. And I try to put a positive spin on it because, sometimes they want to attack the players and stuff like that. But majority of the time, a player is more frustrated when he doesn't play well versus a fan attacking him. So I get that, but it's at the end of the day, everybody just wants to win, and I think you
right,
did a great job of kind of expressing the passion and stuff like that. Because most of the people, they're frustrated, but they never say, "Well, I'm through with this team" or whatever. They just frustrated. They
right,
get over it,
yeah,
and then by next Sunday, we back out there. We're
yeah,
rooting, and I think that's what was so tough about this year. The expectations were so high, and then we really started out slow. And then even though we caught fire and we knew it was a good chance we wouldn't make the playoffs, when we went those four in a row, whatever, it was like, man, where has this team been? But it was
right,
almost like it was uplifting. It was like, man,
yeah,
everybody was. I could
yeah,
tell it
like
was a
you're
swing in
saying,
the whole fan base. It was like,
right,
okay, we just gonna keep going, and people start talking about the playoffs. It's like they start believing again, and then you hit a game like this. So I don't think any of us are real happy right now. Bet in a
yeah,
few days we'll be okay. We'll
yeah,
bounce back, and we'll say, hey, we
yeah,
got the Bengals coming up, and I'm looking forward to that. We will be down. Me and the wife will be down for that. And then,
nice,
Lisa, you probably already know, but this is the 60th
yeah,
anniversary of the Dolphin franchise, and so, man, I'll get to hopefully be in the room with like Larry Zonka, Larry Lowe, some guys from the set. I love talking to those guys because you always got to look back at the guys that paved the way before you got here, and just man, they just welcome us with open arms, and I just sit back and just soak up knowledge, let them talk, and listen to the stories. That's what I'm like, man. This is what it's really about, and you gotta. I always say you gotta appreciate the guys that came before you because before me, those back then, at least those guys, they would play football and in the off season they'd have to go get a job. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Where now from their sacrifice, even me, it was much better, but it continues to get better. So that's why I say you always want to leave the game better for the next generation than when you played. And I have so much respect for them because of the sacrifices they did. Medicine and the surgeries wasn't as good as they were when I played, and they continue to get better. But man, no, that when they say for the love of the game, those
yeah.
guys, that's what it was about. It was for the love of the game. So anytime I can get those guys their flowers, I give it to them, and I'm definitely looking for a good weekend this weekend against the Bengals, and hopefully we can get this thing back on track. We'll be at home, and it ain't no place like Hard Rock Stadium. So
Yeah.
look forward to
Are you
that.
gonna come by East 12?
I'm gonna try to come by. I got to see what events. It might have some stuff before the game, but I think I will definitely be in touch. But I would love to come. I love everybody over there. Y'all
Yeah.
show me love. So even if I can't come by, but for a few minutes, walk over there, say hello, give some hug, take some pictures, and then get where I'm going. So yeah,
I
I
would,
definitely want to try to make it by before the game to East 12.
I remember you talking about the love of the game. I remember Joe Rose telling a story about Larry Zonka getting, I know he didn't play with Zonk, but there was a story about Zonk where something happened with his toe and he actually drilled it with a drill, like on the sideline or something, to get the blood out so he can continue
Ooh.
playing.
Oh yeah, probably had a bruise and get that pressure. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
old school.
yeah. That's
He might have
crazy.
he might have did it right on the sideline. He probably did.
That's nuts.
Yeah, he's a character, but you can tell. he was one of them guys that he would have been great in any era. It doesn't matter where
Yeah.
you put him. He's just,
Yeah.
he was a different breed, and you was gonna have 60 minutes of hell because he seemed like he continued to get stronger as the game went on and typically slow down. But yeah, Zonka
Yeah.
was a monster, man, and now I know why people hold him in such high regard and standard down there because you look at the old clips and then you start talking about guys that played with him, and it's not him talking about it, it's guys played with, like, man, this guy here
Right.
was just amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so yeah, I don't want to spend a lot of time on the Steelers game. We didn't win. I'm hoping coach can get the guys together. We regroup and let's get ready for the Bengals. I'm looking for the
Yeah.
celebration. We always have a good time. We come down to South Florida, and like I said, I get to see you, your sister, Lou, Ashley. Uh, um, uh, I was going to say 305 Sports Spade. Man,
Actually,
Doll Freaky, her
yeah.
husband,
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
crew. Um,
Yes.
yeah, so I'm looking
A
forward
lot
to
of
that.
great.
That's family. That's family to me, and I
Yeah.
appreciate all you guys. Whatever y'all come together and y'all really support the team. And just by the way y'all support the team, so many people know the Dolphins because of y'all. Y'all do such a great job of promoting the franchise that y'all keep people's spirits lifted up. So just keep doing what you're doing. And before I let you go, everybody need to know you've been a Dolphin fan for a little bit. So normally I get the history, but I know you, so I'm talking. But people don't know, but kind of tell them how you became a Dolphin fan, this and that. Before we get out of here, I almost forgot about that because I'm talking like we always hook up, we take pictures together
Yeah.
and all that. But people might not know, which I'd be surprised if they didn't. But kind of give them your little backstory, your history before we get out of here.
Well, my parents were season ticket holders, diehard fans, and so they always say, "When did you become a Dolphins fan?" So I always say at inception, like right from the beginning. And so it was just part of the family. That football is fam family for us. So it's deep in my blood, my roots. It was just football and family. It just always went hand in hand. So I've basically been a season ticket holder all my life. And when I was in school in college, my dad would save all the sports sections for me. And then so I knew what was going on because back then we didn't have the internet. I couldn't go on my phone and check it out. So once a week he would send me all of the Dolphin Digest
I
and
remember
all of
that.
the
Yeah.
Miami Herald Sports. So I got up to date on everything. He would keep the stats. I mean, it was just like some people say they talk about the football a year out of their life. I mean, for me, it's like that's my main subject. I just love them. I love football. I love the Canes. We have a big game.
We
First
got
time we're going to have a rivalry. Got this one.
and,
Go
you,
Canes.
I heard people going on, and I tell people, I said, no, Miami is a really good football team. I give them credit. So I tell people you can't underestimate them because this guy hit me on Twitter. He said something like, I guess he was pissed at his neighbors because they're Canes fans, and he's like, man, y'all need to beat them by 30 points. I was like, bro, the Canes got a good football team. I said, now I'm rooting for my Aggies, but we got to come to play. And it's a reason it's only 12 teams left at the end of the year. Those are the best of the best. So
Yeah. It's
um,
going to be a good game.
it's
It's
going
going
to
to
be a
be a
good
really
game. And I know you got to root for the Canes, and I root for the Canes as long as they ain't playing the Aggies. So
yeah,
it's like, it's that,
yeah.
but yeah, I'm good on sportsmanship and all that. So I'm looking forward to that.
Right.
And
Good luck in the game.
good luck
Good
to the
luck to you
Canes.
guys.
And
Thanks.
let me ask you this before I let you go. Do you remember the first Dolphin game you went to? Probably was Orange Bowl. You think?
Yeah, it was the Orange Bowl. I think I was like 5 years
Oh yeah, yeah,
old
yeah,
against the Jets,
yeah.
sitting in the corner. and just loving it.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I remember back then thinking, oh my God, this is something that I'm going to love forever.
Yeah.
I love this. This is so fun. I just excited, and then couldn't wait for the next game and the next game and the next game. I used to take the stats. I had a paper. I mean, just love it, love it, love it. And I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody out there. You guys mean the world to me. I could never do any what I do without all of your support. Like, it brings me to tears because the support is just unbelievable year after year. All the love, I send it right back. You all are amazing, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I I can't say it enough how much I appreciate you. And on another note, this man, Richmond Webb, we shouldn't even have to say it. We shouldn't have to campaign for it. But big bro, you belong in the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
I'm sending even though it shouldn't be necessary, because you proved that you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame by your play on the field. And you're just incredible. You're amazing. And we all want to see you making your speech. And I, like, every day I'm thinking about you on that stage delivering your Hall of Fame and your induction speech. Can't wait to see the bust. Can't wait to see it. I'm visualizing it. I know all of you out there are doing the same. We love you, big bro, and we want you where you deserve to be in Canton. Let's go. Let's get Richmond in the Hall of Fame. Let's do this. One team, one fight.
That's the Lisa we all know, and we love you. I told you that before. It's your heart, and people know you genuine, and they know you truly care. So um, that's why we love you. That's why you my little sister, and man, I'm so glad God put you in my life, and we work together with however we can. We support each other, and I think that's what it's supposed to be about. But I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for, like you said, wearing the t-shirt, supporting me, but also taking time out your day, because I know you always trying to help somebody do something, but to take time to come on the show with me and talk a little Dolphin football and all that, and then hopefully I get to see you this weekend. Always good to see you and sis, because y'all be there together, and give me a big hug and all that. But thank you so much, and appreciate you coming on the show. And I'm glad people get to know a little bit more about you that didn't, but everybody knows you, and everybody know you got the biggest heart on the Dolphins. So thank you for coming on the show, and I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. The honor is all mine. It's an absolute pleasure to come on the show, and what you do to help me in the Dolphins Cancer Challenge is instrumental. It's gigantic. You know, reposting, quote tweeting, donating. What you do, you know, people listen to you. You're amazing. And like we say, one team, one fight. I love you.
I love you too. You have a good day, lady.
You too.
Great show again. I'm glad you got an opportunity to tune in. If you don't mind, we appreciate the comments. We're trying to do better. If it's some suggestions you would like to make, we're always open to them. But any critiques or whatever, how we can improve the show, we welcome those. And if we can make it happen for you guys, we will. But thanks for always tuning in with us. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week.